really excited to be presenting with you the art of unearthing wholeness on April 17th. I just wanted to give you and share with you a little bit about what I am doing today. Honestly, most of it is just going to be me showing you things that help me out. It's really mostly things that I did for myself and I discovered through the journey that I've been through of my life. And one of the things that I learned how to do was to regulate my body so as to regulate my mind and my spirit, and dealing with things like the adrenals and dealing with the nervous system, and sharing with you how I acknowledge and honor my wholeness in the midst of peeling back layers, and in the midst of healing, and in the midst of thriving and surviving. So I'm gonna just do and then maybe talk as I do. But this is what helps me to kind of get through my stress states and my anxiety states by massaging my adrenal glands and tapping into my vagal nerve. Okay, so you're gonna start with your hands, palms facing out, stretching up, palms reach to your forehead, honoring your essence in your third eye, flipping them down. We're going to curve everything inward. You can even pigeon toe your feet if you want, but really dripping all the way down through the body. We place our palms facing upward because it shows us where we've been, looking at our palms. It also gives biofeedback, so you'll notice my shoulders actually move away from my ears there. Then bend the knees, and without hands leaving the floor, walk yourself out to a plank position. Relaxing the knees, keeping the toes folded. Unfold the toes and really ground the palms underneath your shoulders. Breathing in, you're going to lay your head over like you're leaning on a friend's shoulder. Yeah. Really get into that feeling and the emotion of it. Don't just put your head to the side. If my head is going to the left, then my right palm is grounded. If my head is going to the right, my left palm is grounded, pushing my ear away from my shoulder, belly button, talking to the spine. Just laying down on a friend, rolling through, tucking the toes up underneath you. You'll go back to your plank. I'm rocking my plank here. So it's for me a little bit advanced, but if you want to try it, go ahead. Just keeping your belly button close to your spine and grounding your arms. Bending knees, untucking the toes, and do a little bit of cat-cow, but we're going to make sure that our chest is really pulling downward. Our heart space is downward, parallel to the floor, so that way our throat can open. So we're able to express clearly what we're feeling. Tuck the toes and hunch the back by pulling the belly button to the ceiling. I'm really pressing my feet there when I curl my back up, okay? I release and I surrender my elbows down, and then I stretch my body out as needed. There's no right or wrong way to do that. Pressing down on my pubic bone, everything else floats up, my limbs float up. Keep my hands on the floor. This is not a boat pose. It's not a challenge. And then I round my shoulders down and I contract my belly to honor the anxiety or the tension that I might be feeling. Instead of ignoring it and just trying to release it, we'll honor it first, and then we'll let it go. Here we go. Really clench when your shoulders are down on the ground there. So that way the release is even more. Alright, now tuck our toes. We're going to come up, but you'll plant your hands into the floor. Belly button to the spine. Reaching up first. And then walking your hands back like we walked out. We don't want to leave the hands away from the floor. We'll do a little bit of head-tail connection. Reminding our inner child of the steps that it takes to grow. Walking backward with intention. Tracing our steps, acknowledging the lessons that we've learned, coming into a seated position with all of that ashe, all of that energy, all of that prana that we've created. We're going to accumulate it just in our hands. So taking it from throughout our body, from our surroundings, putting it in our hands, heating our hands up, feeling it, sensing it. Now we'll use it. Curl your fists slightly. You don't want to jack yourself up here. Walk your hands as far up your back as you can. Yeah. Finding the outermost of your rib that you're on. Start squeezing the outsides of your back toward your midline. And I'm really putting a lot of pressure, you guys. It might not look like it with my little hands, but I'm putting as much might as I possibly can. From my knuckles, especially my ring finger knuckle. Massaging and circling as I squeeze from the outside to the midline. I'll get up underneath my very last rib and trace up underneath the rib. Breathing. And now I'm tracing inward with pressure and pulling down. Tracing inward and pulling down. This is exactly what we're doing when we're helping our adrenals, our kidneys, which can accumulate so much tension, so much anxiety, so much fear. And for the female identifying folks out there, our hips also carry our stress. Thumbs up. We're going to put our thumbs inward. We're going to turn around. All right, here we go. From the back now of the ribs, walking all the way up to the front. Squeezing the skin and all the parts and pieces of you. Unabashedly. Unapologetically. So I'm starting at my ribs. I'm really on my ribs there. Not with my thumbs, with my knuckles. Then I'm going to go down underneath my ribs and trace underneath, really getting up under that bottommost rib. Biofeedback in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you'll feel it automatically and immediately. And then I'm tracing the top of my hips, like that ridge of the pelvis, the pelvic bone, right? That bowl. Breathe. Some things might come up. Just allow. It's our emotion center. Our psoas muscle is where we hold a lot of our emotions, especially the unconscious ones. And it needs to be manually processed out. Big breath in. We'll massage and push it all down and out of our leg. Oh yeah, especially at the tops of those quads where we clench, right? It's like clenching our teeth. As you're doing this, be mindful of your tailbone, making sure it's not sticking out like a letter J, but that the root, your root, is directly penetrating the ground. Make sure you let loose. Wiggle your fingers and check your ribs, making sure we're not looking like Thanksgiving here. The turkey, close it in, pull it down. And just allow, feel the ground underneath you. This is as low as it is. Odupoy, thank you.